What is a teenager? Well, according to Google, it's someone between the ages of 13 and 19. But what if we don't use age? Well, then a teenager would be considered someone transitioning from childhood to adulthood. However, are you going to tell me that somebody who makes $10,000 a month, fit physically and mentally, is in the same category of someone unemployed, lazy, and lives in his mom's basement? No, of course not. Now I know every situation is different, but come on, man, really? You're either a boy or a young man, there's no in between. The term teenager is just there to make you think that you have more time to prepare for the adult world, when in reality, all the responsibilities and duties of an adult will rush in and overwhelm you when you turn 18 and are officially independent. Society wants you to think that you are incapable of doing anything on your own until you're 18 years old. But let me ask you, where did the number 18 come from? Because the human mind fully develops at the age of 25. However, puberty ends around the age of 17. I guess maybe because after puberty, you have 1 year to kind of live as an actual adult physically. But that's not really a good reason. King Baldwin at the age of 13 years old became king of Jerusalem. He didn't finish puberty, but he was still able to become king and lead armies. So tying back to my original point, let me ask you a question. What's the difference between an 18-year-old and a 17-year-old? And likewise, what's the difference between an 18-year-old and a 19-year-old? Mentally or physically? And before people call me a pedo, seriously, that's not what I'm talking about. You know that. I'm not talking about the age of consent. I'm talking about adulthood. I see 17-year-olds who have a job, physically capable, mentally, and more mature than 18-year-olds. And you're gonna tell me that an 18-year-old is more mature than a 17-year-old just because of their age? Come on. Well, what am I suggesting, you may ask? Well, I suggest that we make the age of adulthood lower. Whoa. Before you start going crazy, hear me out. Giving teenagers an early start to a life of adulthood is perfect because most teenagers are still at home with reliable shelter. Yet with this method, they can still experience the responsibilities of an adult. At the same time, I understand that there are some individuals who are more behind than others in life. So I suggest adding some sort of maturity test. You go to the DMV or something, you take a test, you prove that you're mature enough, and then you get an adult license. And you would be officially considered an adult. You would have to retake the test every year just to make sure you are up to standard. Now, a couple rights that have to be dealt with are voting, immigration, and age of consent, but I'm not going to get into that. My main point is this. Teenagers should be given the chance to participate in the real adult world, and not limited by someone who said, oh, the age of adulthood is 18. What should the age of adulthood with a license be lowered to? Well, in my opinion, 16 is a good answer. In Canada, at the age of 16, you can legally drive on your own and, Before the video ends, I'll leave you with some things to think about. Why is 18 an adult? What are the main differences mentally between a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old, and an 18-year-old and a 19-year-old? And what effects could this have on society if we let this experiment run for 5 years? Anyways, if you like this video, check out my channel and subscribe. I post weekly and I'm sure there's something you'll love. That's all for this video. See you soon.